Jake Thump. Considering the latest episode and how many villain Paula and her group were acting... Oh, how the main villain Paula and her group were acting, I have a theory. Yeah, you give this huge, long theory that I give you a lot of props for, but I absolutely disagree with it. I did skim through your theory before, but yeah, highly disagree with it, because your first evidence for the proof is that they call themselves saviors, but the whole "we are Negan" leads you to believe that they don't think Negan is real. Like Daryl said, he called Negan the boogeyman. And you said they don't think Negan is real. Yeah, they absolutely think Negan is real because more of the evidence goes along with that. Coming up, you'll see. They also call the place that Rick attacked their home. And then right now, you're kind of using the show as fleshing out these characters as evidence that they're not really saviors. That's not true at all. The show knows. Listen, in the comic book, it's easy to say, hey, here's an outpost. Because, I don't know, there's something different about seeing it on screen with real people where you know, wait a minute, how does this character go from here to there? How do they, guard this area? How do they go out on supply runs? It becomes unrealistic. But if we know that the saviors that are in this outpost also live in the outpost, wow, that makes a lot more sense than them living at the main headquarters and going out every day. The travel time, I mean, it's just unrealistic comic book wise. I'll throw this out here. That's a con for the comic book. Some of it does seem unrealistic. However, Kirkman also didn't highlight the outposts like the TV show did. So Kirkman could say, oh yeah, they lived at the outposts. There's even outposts in the comic we didn't see, because keep in mind, that stuff wasn't in the comic. So it was kind of, sort of, but nowhere near the extent as it was on TV. So it could actually be the same on TV, we just never saw it. Anyhow, and then you have a couple more. I don't agree with it. I strongly believe that these are saviors. They know who Negan is, and they live in an outpost, and I do believe there's more outposts out there. And those are, buildings that house the saviors, and every now and then they go back, or they have somebody who goes back and forth with Negan and everything to kind of orchestrate everything and keep it in order and organized. Maddie Bash, do you think Lydia will come into the show, or is Enid taking her place? Yes and no. Enid is not Lydia. She is not Lydia. Enid is most likely Sophia before Lydia. We need to stop doing this as fans, and you give me a compliment. You said you also wanted to say I love your videos. Listen, I thank you very much. I am thrilled that you love my videos. Now, please, let me spank you. We need to stop doing this. We need to stop saying they're going to bring in random future characters. Just think about how complex and how much it would ruin the story by bringing in a character like that. It steals the momentum of the comic story. It steals all of it. Because now, where's Alpha? Where's the story? Where do you go from here that even has a story that would even match up at all with the comic? Not even just with the comic, but it actually makes sense on TV. We saw Enid's parents trying to fix the car. They didn't look like whisperers at all. They didn't even look like that they were that good at surviving. So no. And we've seen them die, let's not forget. So no, we gotta stop doing this. We gotta stop doing two things as fans. Trying to bring in characters early. They have never done this yet. They have never done at all in the TV series. They have never brought in a character, who comes in the comic, who's in the comic like seasons later. They've never brought them in seasons earlier, if you see what I'm saying. They've never done it. And something else they've never done, and they most likely will never ever do, because it's ridiculous, is take a character like Carol and turn her into Alpha. They've never done this, and we've argued this with Daryl becoming Dwight, Morgan becoming Jesus. They will not take a character that's already established and turn them into a comic character. Why? Because they're going to bring a comic character to life, like Dwight. Do you want to see Daryl become Dwight, forced into that role that would be unrealistic and wouldn't fit his character at all? Or do you want to see Dwight, the new character? I want to see the new character. I don't want Carol becoming Alpha. I want to see Alpha, that character. I don't want Morgan becoming Jesus. I want to see Jesus. I want to see Tom Payne as Jesus. I want to see the new character. So no, these are two things that they will not do in the TV show. Thank you very much. I'm just teasing about going in on you. I have a dry sense of humor sometimes, so I could be joking around totally, but, just not even be smiling or laughing, but I'm on the inside, I am still lighthearted, goofing around. They'll never do that shit. Moving on. Mourn 28 Dead. Copy and paste from your season review. You want me to address this in the afterthoughts? Well, you shouldn't have put it in a Q&A, fucker, because now it's in a Q&A. Fail. You read a lot of complaining about the Saviors being too weak and acting silly. You know what? I don't know where you read that complaining, but don't even let it get to you, because there's different... The survivors. Are there some cowards in the survivors group? Would you come up to Eugene back when he was being a total coward, and would you be like, man, the survivors are all cowards? Would you label them because Eugene and Father Gabriel, those are two characters now, two cowards back in the day? Would you run into those two characters and say, man, all the survivors are weak, silly, they're cowards? No. Rick was a complete badass. You know, Eugene's not, or was not at the time. He's becoming a badass. Father Gabriel was not. He's becoming a badass. So it's unfair completely to take a story that has realistic characters who are obviously different from one another and say all saviors are shitheads. Now, the saviors at that outpost, they could have been the weak link in the chain of saviors. It's unfair to condemn the rest of the saviors as weak and pathetic because these are. I believe we will see saviors that will prove that they are something to fear. They are something to fear. Just give it some time and don't listen to those people. Evan Chaka, how do you feel about the sheer amount of saviors the group has killed? At this point, I feel like anything less than an immediate all-out war story when Negan is introduced wouldn't make sense. You know what? No, see, here's the thing. I get it. A lot of people are stuck on the revenge. Negan is going to want revenge. Yeah, you're looking at it as if, you know, Rick and his gang just killed 30 or 40 of his best, closest friends or family. These are people that just simply work for Negan. They're co-workers. Rick and gang will be their new co-workers. So Negan can... Listen, I'm Negan. I come up on board and I'm like, okay, listen, you killed a lot of my people. You pissed me off, so you're going to have to pull your weight double time. You're going to have to do a lot more than the Kingdom or the Hilltop's doing. You're going to have to go out there and get extra supplies. You're going to have to do this, give them jobs, because that's how Negan's empire works. Negan's empire works because he doesn't kill them all. He doesn't get revenge and murder everybody. Negan's empire works because he kills one off the bat, which I still disagree with. He kills one right off the bat, even if they didn't do anything wrong. That's what I disagree with. And then the rest of them fall in line and become his workers. They're just more ants on the ant farm. You get what I'm saying? So for Negan to come and be like, I'm going to slaughter every single one of you, that hurts Negan more than it hurts the save. Well, no. That still hurts Negan. That's the best way to put it. Because Negan's going to need to make up the guys he lost. So what better to do that than to get Rick and his gang to fall into line and work for him and work hard. See, what you're doing is trying to say Negan just wants revenge. But this is a business. Negan's running a business, so to speak. And in order for this business to succeed, he needs the survivors to work hard and help bring in supplies, help protect, help go to war against others that may... Alright, my camera was dying, had to plug it in. So that's how it works with Negan. He needs them to pull their own weight around here. Jonathan F., can Rick ever die? Yes, absolutely. In the show, not anytime soon. In the comic, he's got a while yet because you need it to fit the story and not hurt the story. Zachary Arquette, last question. Do you think Negan will kill Morgan and that will cause Rick to put Negan in the jail cell that Morgan built instead of killing him? Listen, that was a year ago in season 5 I made that prediction, and I still partially believe that might happen, but he doesn't have to kill him by lining them up. He might still beat Morgan to death by lining them up, but I don't believe he has to. I think that Morgan can actually play a role in Season 7 that would lead to the same outcome. So I think right now, keeping Morgan alive but killing him during all-out war just might get us there for Negan going in the jail cell. Alright, thoughts and opinions about everything we discussed down in that comment box. I'm done talking. It's your turn. No spoilers. Subscribe now.